I'm going to preach on something that we all know about and we've all heard about, but you know, every time you read something, you always get a different feel about it. And it's in Daniel 3, and I'm going to start at verse 2. Yeah. Everybody knows about the Bible, and everybody, he was going to build, in this story, he builds an ark. I mean, not an ark, but an idol. And the Bible says that it's 90 feet tall, 9 feet wide. And could you imagine building something so somebody could worship? You know, I was reading up I Googled it and was talking, and it said it's like somebody putting a statue of your mother there and then having your mother sit there and worshiping that statue instead of your own mother. So if you're worshiping that and your mother's sitting there, that's the way it is with us with God. You know, they just wanted to worship something. They did not know what they wanted to worship because they didn't know. I was sitting there and I was reading that and I was just thinking, you know, of all the things that we got going on in our lives. Here, they got the governors, they got the princes, they got the king, they got everybody sitting there saying you need to do it. And most of us, the peer pressure, have been like, whew. You know, and then the rest of us have been like, well, I would do it, but they're going to throw me in the furnace. They're going to throw me in the fire. And you know, these days we ain't got that. We ain't got that threat right now. We ain't got that threat. We got the freedom of religion. But you got to think, what is your idol? What are you bowing down to? It may not be 90 feet tall. It may not be 9 feet wide. But what are you bowing down to? Every time we turn around, there's something. It may be our wife. It may be a television. It may be a cigarette. It may be alcohol. It may be drugs. But there is something in your life that we all bow down to and not realize it. There is something that we give in front of God. There is things that we take for granted that God has done for us. Instead of bowing down. We're thinking, no, if they come and tell me to do that, I won't do it. Just like the mark of the beast, the Bible talks about the mark of the beast. Well, you know what, if they come and tell me, I ain't taking the mark of the beast. They ain't going to come up there and say, Chris, you do this. Not nowadays. They would have back then. But now, they're going to sucker you into it. Sneak it in on you. Thinking they're doing it for your good. And for my good. And they're going to do this for us to protect us. That's where the devil is. You ain't going to, you know, because there's lots of people that would really stand up and say, I ain't doing it. But if they're tricked into it, first thing you know, there they are. They got the mark of the beast. And the same way